Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be looking at Ethereum. Before we jump into the price action, just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on your bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description you'll find links to Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. Okay, so let's get into fun stuff here. So what we were looking for is, there's a couple of ways of looking at this move, and we're looking for further evidence as to whether this is a flat correction that's actually playing out here, or potentially this could also be a fifth wave. If it is a fifth wave, I'd ideally want to see an additional push to the upside here. And what we'd be looking for would be potentially coming into the zone of this 1831 to this 1916 area. We need to be cautious though, because this move, though it can potentially be counted as an impulse, it is also possible that we could just look at this as a three-wave move to the upside. So we've actually come up to the this 1822 is a 0.382 of this A wave, and potentially we could actually look to reject to the downside from here. So this would be a 0.786 of this A wave to the upside, looking at this move here as an A, a B, and a C. So that's actually come up to this 0.786. It technically can actually look to push towards this 1-to-1, which would be up here towards this 1862, but that would put us much higher within this. And I mean, it is still possible, but we'll have to see. If we do push up one more time, it's actually more likely that we can then count this as a five-wave structure. Though we'd still have to be cautious. You know, if we find we get a five-wave move to the downside, and potentially we look to actually come back down into this zone of this. So if it's a running flat, potentially it could be into this yellow box area, which would be the 1722 to the 1658. If it is an expanding flat, potentially into this zone of the 1620 to this 1560 area. If it does look to extend down deeper, potentially that could actually look to target out lower down here towards the 618. But typically speaking, this 50% is quite an interesting zone if we are getting a flat correction. You know, potentially we could see a move down towards this 1583. But this green box area would probably provide us more detail. Well, if we did start to break down in a five-wave structure, we'd have to monitor this structure and see how it plays out, because we'd need to have good five-wave moves. The key thing here is we would know that this is a flat if we get a five-wave move to the downside and then we break above this B wave high. If we fail to do that, so say we break down in a five-wave move here and we only form a three-wave move to the upside, that would potentially mean that actually it's possible that we could be looking at that alternate count where this is actually a wave 5 up here, and then we could be looking for that deeper retracement again, potentially looking for a move down to this zone here of let me come back out, John. So 4 hourly. This zone here of this 1525 to this, this 1414 at the higher end of it to this 1208 region. So this could actually lead to a bigger sell-off if we do form a five-wave move down and then we form a three-wave move to the upside. So let's get back into where we were. Basically, what we're looking for here is the possibility that within this count, this could be a flat, and if we do get that five-wave move down, we're going to be looking out to see how we react. If we do get a flat here, basically what I'd be looking for would be further evidence that we're continuing to follow this count, where we're looking for this potential for wave 3 up towards the zone of this 2354 area, and then we'd be looking for this potential as a 1, 2, up here for 3, we'd look for a fourth, and then potentially having a fifth up towards the zone of this 2593 to this 2442 area. So this is still possible for as long as we hold this key orange support box, which is this 1583 to this 1456. If we start to lose this zone, this 1546, it becomes more likely that potentially we're actually looking to break down deeper, and this is either this whole move could just be a B wave from back here, where this is an A, this is a B, we get a C wave down, or alternatively within this, this is a fourth wave in this low, this is a fifth wave, and then we start to break down in a three-wave pattern for that wave 2. If we do break down in, we'd have to be cautious if we do start to break down in five-wave structure, because as we have said previously, we are looking for that possibility. We could actually look to still set a new low here. So and continue the bear market. So we need to keep these support zones for us to continue to look for this bearish narrative within the counts. So this is basically the the one way we were looking at this move. So the alternative was looking for the fact that potentially we were looking for this fifth wave to the upside. So some target zones we were looking for this was actually this 0.618 of this wave 1 to 3 was actually comes up here towards this 1895 area. And the way that I'm currently looking at it is that basically within this I'll be counting this as a 1 2 diagonal for 1 flat for a 2 3 4 5 into this high, and we're looking for an additional fourth and a fifth wave to the upside here. So off our current zone, if we develop a smaller five-wave move to the upside here into the zone of this 1854 to this 1841, then potentially we could actually have a completed sequence, and this could actually be our fifth wave here. So our fifth wave target really is anywhere between this 1829, which we've actually come and hit already, and this 1912 range. So that would be based off of this wave 4 here. So what I'm looking for is to see whether we do get an additional fifth wave to the upside here. If we do, then potentially, this could then complete this sequence, and we'd have to be careful. So if this was a completed five-wave move in this sequence that we're looking for, that would mean that this green fifth wave would be in place here. In which case, what we'd be looking for would then be that possibility of actually looking for a bigger three-wave move to the downside, and then possibly, like I said earlier, looking to test this 1414 to this 1208 region. So this is going to be key, what happens from this point. For as long as we hold the 1611 area though, so this low point here, we need to be cautious as well, because we could also potentially argue that this is a 1-2, then we could form another 1, we retrace for a 2, and then we actually look to blast off much higher. So we're going to have to keep an eye on it. This is going to be a key zone of to hold if we are looking for really bullish continuation here. So the thing is within this, if we do actually complete this with an additional wave up here, for as long as we hold that red line area of that 1611 and we maintain this support range here, which would be the 1660 to the 1729, we could see this extend. So we need to be aware that we could see this play out higher. So this option is basically looking for this to complete here. Though it could be within the other option, which is already looking for this as potentially being within that C wave. And, we could either be within completed that wave 1, and then we're looking to break down, or alternatively, this could become a shorter wave 2 here, 1, 2, and then we look to break up. So it's going to be key. If we fail to break back below the 1660 area, we need to be cautious of the fact we could actually have even more extension going on within this structure, in which case we could be looking to have a direct push to the upside. So this is going to be a key zone to hold if we're looking for that more bullish narrative here. But I would be anticipating a drop. In my opinion, I think that is more likely, that whether we get this as a completed five-wave move up and then we drop and come back and back test some of these zones, or whether we get this as a flat and it breaks down and then we look to push to the upside. I do think that we are going to see some shorter term selling off coming off of the back of this, but we'll have to see. Like I said, as long as we hold these zones, potentially we could look for that bullish continuation. So within this count, what I'm looking for here is basically being in this fourth wave. So this fourth wave could potentially be completed already, and we could be looking to push to the upside. Failing that, if we form something like this to the downside, potentially we could actually come back into this zone and test this 1787 to the 1761 area, and that could then lead us to a slightly higher target with this fifth wave here. If we did move down to that 0.382, which would be at 1761, potentially that would look to push us up towards this zone of this 1876 to this 1848, and then basically what we'd be looking for here would be the potential to come back up into some of these zones. So some key areas here would be this 1844. This is a key zone in the sense of, if we're looking at this as a third and a fifth, a third, fourth, and a fifth. Basically, what this is this is 0.618 of that wave 1 to 3. So that's actually sitting here at this 1844. So we need to be aware that this could be quite a key area. It is also the bottom area of this box here of this 1845. So if we do see one more push to the upside here, that would have some confluence within this area. So yeah, keep an eye on that. Obviously, we do also have this 1895 up here, which is the smaller term fifth wave target off of that wave 1 to 3, which would be up here at this 1895. So keep an eye on these zones if we do look to continue to push up here. And we also talked about it previously in yesterday's video that we could also be seeing some extension within these waves. And basically, the way that we'd be looking at this is that we would have some additional structure here looking to play out. So this is counting this move slightly different, where I'd be looking at this rather as a 1 2 1 2 1 2, and then actually now we're within that third wave here. So potentially what we could see if this does play out is we could see some series of additional fourths and fifths. So if we do get additional waves to the upside here. So for instance, this area is pretty much the same idea. We're looking for that potential to actually form a fourth wave here. And then if we do get a 5 wave move to the upside, which then finds support again around this fourth wave zone, potentially we could see some continuation up here. And then we could actually look to set some additional structure here, which obviously this is just based purely off of fibs, but could potentially look to push us up towards that 1941 to that 1902. So we need to be aware that this is possible. Breaking down past this high here of the 1725 would basically throw this count out the window. So 1725 is that zone for this further extension to basically fall apart. But yes, so if we do break down the first, it's going to be depending how we do it. If we form a 3 wave move down into the 1729 to the 1660, potentially we can look to rally again. If we start to form 5 wave structure to the downside, then either this is going to be a flat or this is going to be an A wave. We're going to get a B wave and then look to push down for a deeper C wave. So we're going to have to see what happens here. As long as we hold these key support zones, we can still look for that potential to the upside. But yeah, once we start to lose, like for instance, within this count, once we start to lose the 1766, it becomes less likely that this is actually what's playing out, and then we would have to change our analysis to one of the other interpretations of the current moves. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. As well as that, there's affiliate links for both PrimeXBT and BYBIT down there. Both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. Check them out if you don't have an account. Using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, all there.